The LA Clippers have quietly been a team that nobody is really talking about, but they are climbing up the Western Conference rankings fast, and they're getting hot at the right time right before the NBA playoffs. Now, Kawhi Leonard has come back in full force this season. Not quite the 28 a game that we're used to him, but he's still having a really good year. We're going to talk a lot about him today. Also, Paul George, his co-star, how Norman Powell is having a very impactful season for them, and then how Russell Westbrook, they're just being genius with the way that they use him. Tyronn Lue, great coach. So make sure to like button and leave me a comment if you do enjoy today's video at any point, as well as sticking around till the end. Now let's go ahead and get started. Really where this all started for the Clippers was their great deadline. I really liked what they were able to do at the NBA trade deadline. 41-36 now, and 5th in the NBA Western Conference. The big moves that they made, I really liked. Now, they are 12th in opponents' points per game at the time of this recording, and 16th in defensive rating, so kind of middle of the pack really in all of their statistical categories as a team. As you see, they're 18th in offensive rating, but they have been improving ever since the deadline, and this is just absolutely genius. Offensively, Russell Westbrook is only allowed to crash the glass and shoot corner threes. Because of the fact that opponents play so far off of him, he has a much better chance at getting boards if he can get a full running start going there with his tremendous athletic ability and put it back or get a rebound and get a new possession. He dropped 36 on 5 of 5 shooting from 3 the other night. The new Russ is upon us, and you love to see it. Now, they also have 8 guys in double figures. Really deep when it comes to scoring. Taking a look at the deadline moves here, which helped out because Westbrook also, he technically was a deadline move, but Bones Highland's averaging 12 points per game, 3.4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Remember, they got him from the Denver Nuggets for a whopping 2 second-round picks. He's shooting at 43% from the field, 39% from 3 in 18 minutes per game. I don't know why teams refuse to play Bones Highland big minutes, but he's going to continue to be super efficient in the limited minutes he gets. Mason Plumlee coming over from the Charlotte Hornets, 7.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game. Since joining the Clippers, he was averaging a double-double for the Hornets at the beginning of the season, though, 21 minutes per game in a Clippers uniform for Plum Dog. I liked that addition as a nice backup center since they only really had one true center on their roster. Eric Gordon averaging 12 points, 1.7 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. Another guy, a vet they were able to trade for at the deadline that can really shoot the 3 ball. He's super efficient, 48% from the field, 45% from 3 in 26 minutes per game. Now, as I talked about earlier, we will be talking about Kawhi Leonard today because at 32 years of age, he is back and he is in business. Now, he is more of a half-court type of guy, and, is he made for the modern NBA? I'm not sure. I don't know how many more seasons Kawhi has left in him because of this up and down pace that the NBA's played at now. He's played in 47 of the 77 games this year, but I do know he has at least a couple more playoff runs in him, and it's been kind of unfortunate that we haven't been able to see the Kawhi Leonard-Paul George duo together. They've only played like 30% of possible games that they could have played together, but when they're healthy, they are dang good. Kawhi averaging 23.5 points a game and 6 rebounds per game this year. His numbers started off very slow because he was on a minutes restriction coming back from injury, but once he got back, he has been good. 51% from the field, 42% from 3. Very good efficiency numbers. I mean, those are off the chart efficiency numbers. 50-40-90 club almost. Not sure where the free throw percentage is though. 34 minutes a game, 4 assists, 1.5 steals a night. He's been really good for the Clippers so far this year. Now, Paul George, his teammate, 23.2 points and 5.2 assists per game. Paul George, he usually carries the load when Kawhi is out. 46% from the field, 37% from 3. Like I said, he has been very solid for them this year when Kawhi was out. And even when he was in, they play off of each other very well. They complement each other very well. And usually Ty Lue staggers the minutes so that one of them is out there at least at all times. Now the scoring. Like I said, I really like the depth that this Clippers team has. 3rd in total points at the time of this recording. And you look at, obviously, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, they're going to be able to give you 20 plus a night, but all 5 of these guys are giving you 10 plus points per game, and then you also have to throw Russell Westbrook in there. Mason Plumlee was averaging 10 a game before he came over to the Clippers, and he's still technically averaging 10 a game when you look at his total season stats, but 8 guys in double figures. That's very, very nice to have a good luxury. Now, some key pieces here, starting with Norman Powell. 16.5 points a game, 2.8 rebounds, 1.7 assists. He has been very, very good. And I'm pretty sure he's been coming off the bench the majority of the year. So that's very, very good six-man type production. 47% from the field, 41% from 3 in 25 minutes of action. So very, very good numbers from Norman Powell there. Now, Marcus Morris has been slacking off a bit lately. He has not been good, but still in the year averaging 11 and 4. Those are not bad numbers, but Nick Batum could be potentially taking his minutes come playoff time. You see the efficiency has dipped down a bit as well, so we'll see what happens with the whole Marcus Morris situation. And then Ivica Zubac, the last guy we got to talk about here, averaging 10.5 and 10 a game. Very good numbers from him. I mentioned they brought in Plumlee at the deadline because Zubac was the only center on the roster for the beginning half of this year, 62% from the field and 1.4 blocks for the big man. Now, a couple of people, really the only 2 players that the Clippers have a chance to develop because they're the only 2 young guys they've got left is Terrence Mann and B.J. Boston. Now, Terrence Mann's averaging about 9 points per game, 4 rebounds probably. He's not getting too many minutes a game because of, just too many guys ahead of him, but very, very good shooting splits, 53% from the field, 39% from 3 in only a few minutes per game. So, very good numbers for Mann there. And then B.J. Boston, Jason Preston. Preston's spending most of his year in the G League. B.J. Boston has been very, very efficient in the minutes that he gets. Almost 7 points per game in 11 minutes. That's very, very nice numbers there. Once Kawhi, once PG gets gone, maybe they look more to Terrence Mann and B.J. Boston as potential players, cornerstones for their future. 42% from the field, 42% from 3 for the 21-year-old. He's got a lot of potential. A lot of length, a lot of athleticism there. So we'll see what happens the rest of the way with B.J. Boston. Now, let's take a look at the outlook for this Clippers team. And it starts by taking a look at where they are in the standings. 5th right now. The Warriors are right behind them. And they are a half a game behind the Suns. And then they're not going to get up to 3rd place. There's just not enough games left. But they got to keep winning. I mean, they need at least 2 more wins to lock in a play-in spot because that's how tight the Western Conference is right now. Technically, if they lose out and the Mavs win out, they could still not make the playoffs, which is, it's crazy. There's so many teams right there in the mix for the playoff spots. But with 4 games left in the season, the Clippers have the Pelicans, Lakers, Blazers, and Suns. All 4 of those are very winnable games. And honestly, I can see them winning all 4. They got New Orleans today at about 3 hours away from this recording time. So we'll see. The Lakers game, the Blazers game at home, those are must wins. The Pelicans have been getting hot, and then the Suns are a couple, maybe like a half a game ahead of them right now. But if they can go 4-0, I mean, they're locked in. If they can at least win 2, they're probably still locked in. Kawhi, PG, hopefully PG is going to be back for the playoffs. We didn't really talk about his injury, but we're hoping he's back for the playoffs. Russell Westbrook, hopefully he continues to do his thing and play well. Love seeing Russ succeed. All 5 of these guys, Highland, Gordon, great acquisitions at the deadline. Norman Powell, Zubac have been doing their thing all year. We'll see about Marcus Morris the rest of the way. And then Mason Plumlee as well as a very, very nice backup big. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment down below as it really helps out in the YouTube algorithm. Now with all that being said, thank you so much for watching today's video.